Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
The DC Universe is going to be reborn! The stories have been a bit lackluster. DC has made the biggest blunder with Superman that they've ever made in history. It could be argued that had he done the things that Superman did when Siegel and Schuster first designed him, he would still have been Superman. He hung people from the building, he was a little more brash, he bucked authority, he was a champion of the oppressed, so instead of going out and being Superman and helping, like maybe Superman would do, he decided to hide in the woods in a cabin with Lois. We don't care that Superman was killed. We're just going to take this new guy because I'm sure he'll be just as good. And now we have a Rebirth. I liked the story, the reunion of Wally with Barry when he realized that he knew Wally all along. It made me teary. Although afterwards I thought about it, and if Barry is the New 52 version of Barry, then isn't there a Barry that's on another world that knew Wally, and therefore this Barry wouldn't remember Wally because he never had Wally to begin with? That's the problem when trying to say that the whole Telos thing happened and that some heroes were wiped out because lots of worlds were disappeared and only Lois and Clark with their baby made it to this Earth, because that means that the other people who did know what happened on those other worlds are gone now. And this Barry is the New 52 Barry and was not a part of that situation. I guess it's going to be explained because the Flash travels through time and universes and all that all the time, so maybe his mind's been weird. Or maybe somehow at the introduction of the spoiler, Watchmen as the big baddies, who created the New 52 universe just to F with all of us, is somehow gonna combine Barry's minds and all the other characters' minds so that they believe they've always been who they've been to begin with, and that there either are no multiple universes or they all have the same memories as all the other characters on all the other multiple universes. I know, just like with the New 52, this is all to simplify the situation and make it easier for new readers to jump on and start reading, because heaven knows, thousands of worlds where different characters have different memories isn't confusing at all. And the Watchmen, who never had anything to do with the DC Universe, and as far as I know, don't have powers of universe-changing capability, except for maybe the blue guy, Dr. Manhattan, with his giant member. Somehow they're a part of all of this, and they're the ones who created it, and who watches them, and they're watching us, and blah, 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 blah. But I'm sure it's not confusing for most of you at all, and I'm sure it won't be confusing for any younger readers or new readers. Or I've heard the explanation that they want to go back to fun. They want to go back to making these comics for everyone, where kids and adults and everyone alike can enjoy them. I don't see how a convoluted story like Rebirth #1, with the Watchmen suddenly being introduced and nobody really understanding what's going on, and the Flash jumping around with memories he shouldn't even have, and having a reunion with Wally who didn't exist, is going to make it easier for anybody to understand, or make it more likely that kids will like the stories. If kids are going to like superheroes, they're going to like big S's on their chests, they're going to like big bats on their chests, they're going to like them fighting bad guys. All of this stuff is definitely for the adults who have been yelling since the New 52 launched that they don't like it and they want to go back to their old characters, and that's just fine. I just think a rebirth by just reverting back and continuing where we left off without this whole convoluted universal thing with killing Superman and then having characters know each other and bringing in the Watchmen would probably have been a better way to go. Killing Superman is extremely depressing, it's extremely sad, it's extremely unnecessary, and it's mainly just because the books didn't sell the way they wanted them to. Superman books haven't sold from long before the New 52, and probably won't sell long into the future either. Batman is really the only book that does any money for DC, and that's why in a lot of cases they try to make a lot of these heroes have similarities to Batman, because everybody loves Batman. It's Batman's day now. Does that mean it'll never go back to Superman's day? Not necessarily, but young kids aren't buying comics. Old people aren't buying comics. Middle-aged people aren't really buying comics. I read them for the Superman homepage. I enjoy them. People like me, you guys out there, you may read comics, but in general, it's not a giant market, and you're never really, although the whole idea behind the New 52 was to try to grasp new readers and keep the old readers reading and keep everybody intrigued, and the writing just wasn't that good. And you had people that boycotted and never read to begin with, still trying to tell me that this wasn't Superman, and that he wasn't heroic, and that he was a bad guy, and that he did terrible things. So I understand the point. It's a business. They want to make money. This was just a bad way to go for the character, in my opinion. And most people out there who are reading or not reading won't even know won't even care. They're getting what they wanted, their guy back, at the expense of killing the true Superman of the Earth at this moment of the universe. Now, again, they're fictional, imaginary characters, but this was supposed to be the Superman. There's another Superman from another universe out there, and it's all convoluted, and it's all confusing, and nobody new is going to understand what's going on. Sounds like most of the older fans don't care. They just want their Superman back. And me, I just want good Superman stories, and I don't think this is one of them. It may become good, and in them trying to fix what they have apparently damaged or what people don't like about what they've done, they're making more tears, and hopefully they'll be able to repair it. I just think it was a terrible thing for them to have done, just to, I guess, appease the fans that haven't liked it and decided to boycott and probably didn't even read in a lot of cases to find out whether or not this was Superman. He was a younger Superman. He was a learning Superman. He made some mistakes. He was a little more angry. He was a little more brash. But through the title, you saw him develop. You saw him learn. Just like he got out of those jeans and t-shirt and got his uniform, the normal uniform, whether or not you liked that it was armor or not. That was another sticking point. People stopped reading and thought it was stupid that he was going to wear armor because he's Superman. He doesn't need armor. So they just got so annoyed that they didn't want to read anymore, and it was less about really the way his personality was portrayed and more about their anger at the aesthetic and relationship changes that were made that, who knows, would have been fixed sometime down in the future. And now they're going to get what they wanted. Hopefully DC is going to sell books, which is what they want. And hopefully, through all of this, even though I believe it's convoluted, confusing, and a bad way to treat the character, no one else is getting punished for the New 52, only Superman. Batman gets to keep everything, just like he did when the New 52 launched. The Wonder Woman from the New 52 is continuing. I guess Barry and probably some other characters are going to start to get memories back from people who they weren't, which is still nonsensical because they weren't those people. But Superman gets to be killed, and we get to bring in this imposter Superman, whom we know before the New 52 launch was Superman, and whom everybody's saying, oh, finally, it's my Superman, he's coming back. But we also know that the Superman of the New 52 has been Superman since the dawn of superheroes, which happened back when the New 52 launched in this continuity. I know this was a confusing episode. I probably didn't necessarily make you aware of everything that I'm feeling or of everything that's going on. I hope the stories get better than they were in the New 52, but it was really just lackluster writing, and if the same writers are still around, then you're going to get the same kind of lackluster writing. Everybody loves the things Jeff Johns is saying now. They love his writing, they love his stories, they love Superman, Secret Origins, and that kind of thing, so they're hoping that's going to happen. But Jeff Johns can't be on every book. Jeff Johns can't be in every room with every team. And as far as I know, no one's been fired at DC, so all the same writers are still around, and all the same editorial people are still around, so you're going to still get the same kind of a mindset. So I'm a little dubious right now as to whether or not, by doing all of this stuff and bringing in the Watchmen and killing off Superman and bringing bearded Superman back in and giving Lois Lane powers and having the Super Sons is going to somehow make the stories better. But we'll see. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, you can sacrifice your life to save the world by knowingly poisoning yourself with a substance that's going to kill you. But people will still say you're not a hero.